Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me in at the GSMC Golf Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Podcasting Network. We have a great show for you guys today where we will be previewing the CJ Cup with many of the biggest stars taking a rest week. Only one out of the top 20 players in the world are in this field this week. So, who's going to come out of this very short and very relaxed field? Next, I will be breaking down Jordan Spieth's slow start to 2024. What is going wrong for him and what he needs to do to kind of improve. Then we will go over to the Live Golf Tour where they will be teeing off in Singapore this weekend. I'll give you a breakdown on that course and who are the favorites. And make sure you stick around later in the show when I will be giving you my take on which player needs a win this weekend the most, as we are starting to get into the dog days of summer on the tour with many major championships coming on up. Before we start, I would like to ask that you like and follow the show. Also, we get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show. So to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link at GSMCPodcast.net that you see on the screen right now. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also really helps the show. Again, the link is GSMCPodcast.net. All right, everybody. So right now we're going to get straight into our first segment, the CJ Cup preview. Who are the favorites in this short field? So to start off, TPC Craig Ranch, and who in the field it favors? Jason Day, I would say it favors the most. You also have Jordan Spieth, who is in this field, Siwoo Kim, Tom Kim, and then the leader right now, Taylor Pendrith through the first day. He's 7 under through 18, shot a opening round 64. He did really, really well today. Can he keep it up? Jason Day attempts to defend his title, however. He's won this tournament twice back in 2010 and this previous year, 2023. But this season, he needs better iron play. He's been one of the worst players on tour in approach. Lost strokes on approach in 4 of his last 5 starts. I'll get more into his numbers a little bit later in this segment. However, he is really good at putting. He's been one of the best putters on tour this season. Now, Jordan Spieth is also in this field. He's looking to turn his season around. More on that in segment 2 when I do a little bit of a deeper dive into Jordan Spieth. Right now, he's at 3 under, just hit a bogey on 14 or on the par 5 14. So the course conditions is a high-scoring course. It's a very long 7,500 yards about course. 71 is the par on this course. To me, I look at that's a very long course that's hard for me to get scores on. However, I'm not the level of golfers, even close to the level of golfers that we're seeing in this field today and this weekend. So there are very long par 4s. 7 of those par 4s are over 450 yards. What does that mean for the golfers? That means a lot of 7 and 8 iron approach shots. You're figuring a drive about 400 or about 300 yards, 400-yard drive, about 300-yard drive into the fairway. That leaves you about 160, 170, 180 out. That's a 7 and an 8 iron for most of these guys playing these approach shots. That means it's very birdieable holes. A lot of par 5s are very birdieable, but especially these par 4s, you're just going to need to hit into the fairway. Nice little approach shot around the green. That means we're looking at the biggest stat for this weekend is approach to green shots. As I said, the par 5s are all very birdieable as they rated the easiest, all playing about 4.5 strokes last season. The last 3 winners gained over 5 strokes on approach. That was Jason Day, Siwoo Kim. So it's very important. Our last few winners, Jason Day, KH Lee won it back-to-back years, Siwoo Kim. So to win this tournament, you're really going to need to have those good approach shots. The greens are very easy to hit on approach, so that eliminates a lot of the chips. The hard part about this year, the pin positions I was looking at, all of them are very corner of the green. A lot of these greens are kind of L-shaped. A lot of these greens have those tiers that you see on a lot of the PGA Tour greens. That makes it a little bit difficult for these guys. So you're looking at making these approach shots. A lot of them are going to play a lot safer approach shots, especially on the par 5s and par 3s, looking to maintain a lot of pars. You're going to see a lot of pars on these scorecards, a lot of birdies. Everybody just needs to keep bogeys off their cards. That's the biggest That is the biggest aspect of this tournament, is keeping bogeys off the cards. That's a big aspect for a lot of tournaments, but especially in a tournament where you're seeing a lot of birdies being made, and you're seeing a lot of these par fours playing like playing a little bit shorter, like par threes playing these par fives a lot shorter. About 4.5 is the scoring average on the par fives last season, and we're gonna see that again this year. Very good conditions this weekend. We have 77 right now and sunny, so watching it right now, it looks beautiful. Over the weekend, there might be a little bit more rain, but right now, as it stands, the conditions are beautiful. A lot of low scores is what we're seeing. Jason Day at 5 under. As I said, you had Jordan Spieth is only 3 under right now. I expect that to turn around throughout this weekend. He's probably my favorite right now to win. And then you have Taylor Pendrith, who, as I said, already finished up. He's 7 under. Alex Noren right now 7 under. Matt Wallace also 7 under. Matt Wallace 7 under through 16. He has a chance to put an 8, maybe a 9 on this scorecard if he goes birdie in the last in 17 and 18. That will be a very good round for him. Put him in a very good position, of course, to make the cut as 7 under. He looks very primed to do so, but not just do that. Put himself in a position to do really good when it comes to the weekend. That's one name to keep an eye on. Matt Wallace out of England. It's a very light field. As I said, only one player in the world top 20 is in this field. There's a long list of people being left out. No, I'm just gonna rattle it off, and it's just some huge names in the golf world right now. No Scotty Scheffler, no Rory McIlroy, no Victor Hovland, no Wyndham Clark, no Xander Schauffele, Ludwig Aberg, Patrick Cantlay, Brian Harmon, Max Homa, Tommy Fleetwood, Seth Tagata, Colin Morikawa, Matt Fitzpatrick, Hideki Matsuyama, Cameron Young, Tyler Hatton, Keegan Bradley. Then we get to Jordan Spieth, who is that next PGA Tour guy in the world rankings. Whew. That is a lot of names that aren't playing this week. That means we're probably going to see a notable name win this. Maverick McNeely, maybe the rookie, still looking to break through on the PGA Tour. He's had a rough start to his golfing career, but I believe that he has a lot in him. He made a good run at the Masters last year, if you guys remember. That's probably where you remember his name from. I believe that he can do a lot better than what he's shown on paper, and maybe this tournament is his moment to show it. This is all that. The short field also means it's a huge opportunity to boost in the FedEx standings. Of course, you need to be top 30 to make that Tour Championship at the end of August. That's, of course, every one of these golfers' goal with the FedEx Cup. Jason Day and Jordan Spieth are both looking on the outside looking in right now. But with 500 points up for grabs, they can go all the way up to 8th. Jordan Spieth could go up to 11th with a win. It'd be huge on their cards for the year. A win really would just catapult them for the rest of the season. You see it so many times that all you need is one win. It's also very big for momentum. A golf course kind of difficult as this one, getting a win here is huge for these guys. Going more into the players in the field, as I said, Jason Day, 2-time winner of this one, as I already mentioned, last year in 2010. He was tied 18th at the RBC Heritage. He's had a pretty good run. He made the cut in the Masters, which was huge. He's 31st in shots gained total. He's 23rd in putting. Now, 152nd on approach. His approach has been horrible. If you look at on PGAtour.com, you can look into their individual stats. His polygon for approach is so horrendous. 152nd, he has been very bad. However, his approach outside of 100 yards, 47th. So there's a sign of improvement there. You can look at that. It's his wedges that's been failing him a little bit this year. His chip shots haven't been that great. For me, my hardest shot hitting an 80-yard into the green. It's awkward for me. It's in between my clubs, right? My wedges are too strong to get there, so I have to pull back swing, right? Any golfer understands that is a very difficult shot to hit. Jason Day is just not doing well on those shots, but anything outside of 100, he's 47th in on tour for. So he's doing pretty good. He shot 62 on Sunday to win last year. You're gonna need to see very low score from him. As I said, a lot of birdies. The winner could end up being 27, 28 under for this tournament. That's a very, very low score for the weekend. But if there's somebody to do that, I believe it's Jason Day. Again, as I said, he shot a 62 on Sunday last year. He's been on the tour for 15 years. So those Sundays he's used to, really. Another big name that could win this, Tom Kim. He also got tied. He also tied for 18th at the RBC Heritage. He's very positive in short shots gained on approach. He's had troubles off the tee, which is also minimized at TPC Craig Ranch. So that could be very useful for him. You just need to hit a fairway. These fairways are very wide, very long. And that's really what he's going to need to do, living in that 160, 170, 180 range, which he is very good at. Positive in shots gained on approach. That is a very good sign for him. Siwoo Kim, bad putting as of late, but has been one of the best on approach on the tour this season, 29th. Once again, I'm going to hammer this all conversation long. Those shots gained on approach is huge. Excuse me there. He was tied second last year. I think he got tied second the year before. This is a really good course for him. Siwoo Kim loves this course. He's used to it. There's a very big foreign scene for this tournament. A lot of these guys really like these long par fours, and you're seeing it again this tournament. Taylor Pendrith, speaking of foreign guys, this guy's from Canada. One of the best putters on tour. He's 17th. Right now he leads the field through his day, 7 under, as I said. There's right now 4 guys tied at 7 under. That's something to keep an eye on. This Thursday has been full of low scores. You could only assume that these guys are going to keep it up throughout the weekend. You always see a couple guys fall off, but Taylor Pendrith, I would keep an eye out for this guy. He's been one of the best putters on tour. That's huge on during a course where you're trying to eliminate those bogeys, right? All of these guys are trying to get a little bit of momentum going into a lot of big events coming up. That's why you see a lot of guys taking the week off, a lot of guys feeling good about their game, taking the week off. Of course, Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy just won the tournament last week, the two-man tournament last week. So, a lot of these guys taking the week off, feeling good about their game. Maybe in the case of Victor Hovland, he's not in the tournament because he's working on his game. Of course, there's been that controversy, him firing his coach after last year, after one of the best years that you could see on tour. He won the Memorial, he won the Tour Championship. A very, very good year, and he fires his coach. Little weird, but he had the quote, "You could feel bad about your game, but still get results. That's the weird thing about golf," which is true. But if you're getting results on the PGA Tour, it might be more of the case where you're just not, you don't know, you aren't used. Victor Hovland's a very young guy. You're not used to the PGA Tour, whereas these coaches, coach these guys that have been on the tour for years, so they know what you need to do. And you're really seeing it in his results this year. He hasn't had a good year at all. He dropped from, I believe he came into this year around 3rd in the world golf rankings. Right now he's at 7th, and he's just going to keep falling until he can get back up in these leaderboards. But anyways, these guys are really looking for a lot of momentum going into a couple of events. Wells Fargo is next weekend. That's a signature event. That's a huge event. I think it has a $20 million purse, if I'm not mistaken, about 750 FedEx points up for grabs. So a lot of these guys, taking the time off for that, or, in Jordan Spieth's case or in Jason Day's case, kind of using this tournament to catapult. It's a different strategy, has different results. You also have the PGA Championship, May 16th through 19th coming up, that people are going to need to have a good game for. And then, of course, the Canadian Open May 30th and June 2nd. That's a huge tournament that a lot of people love to play in, especially those guys from Canada. Adam Harwood won it last year from Canada. That was a huge moment in the golf world. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap it up for our first segment. That will do it for the CJ Cup review. When I come back from my break, we're going to get to talking about Jordan Spieth a little bit more. Kind of excited for that one. All right, guys. I'm going to take my short break here.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
Alright guys, and we are back, coming back with you for the second segment here. Jordan Spieth's 2024 season, what he needs to do to turn around. Before I get into the second segment, I'd like to reiterate that if you are liking this show, remember to leave a like and a follow for it. Also, again, we get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read live on air, I'd like to reiterate that the website is on the screen that you should go to. It's going to be GSMCPodcast.net with your questions. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it. And it also really helps the show. Again, the link is on the screen right now, GSMCPodcast.net. Alright, guys. So getting more into the Jordan Spieth and his kind of struggles. First off, I want to say I am a big fan of Jordan Spieth. I've always loved his game. You know, growing up, he's been one of the mainstays of the PGA Tour ever since he broke onto the scene, and this is the perfect event for him to kind of get back going. He debuted when he was in high school at this event, and then went on to just having an unbelievable run through 14 all the way up to about 2017 was when his run really ended. Real quick, 2013 John Deere Classic winner, 15 Valspar champion, 2015 Masters champion, U.S. Open champion. He won the John Deere Classic again in 2015, Tour Championship in 2015. That's almost a Grand Slam right there in 2015. And then 2016 he had a couple of wins. 2017 won at Pebble Beach, Travelers Champion and the Open Championship. This guy, when he is on, he is one of, if not the absolute best golfers to watch, most fun golfers to watch. There's countless clips, there's montages of just him hitting unbelievable shots after unbelievable shot. And that's really what you want to see from him. He's been one of the best in and around the green, one of the best putters I've ever seen. When he was doing that run, he was really just hitting 20 to 25 foot putters at an unbelievable clip. I think he hit around a 30%, 20 to 25 feet at putts. That is insane. He's been amazing in and around the green, and during his run, he was even better in and around the green. When it comes to Jordan Spieth, what is going wrong for him this season? Well, he is nursing a little bit of an injury on his left wrist. It's not something that can be fixed with surgery. You would think that it's a tendon issue in his left wrist that he's been told by surgeons that it won't be fixed with surgery. And he missed cuts at Valsboro and the Masters. Valsboro, he won it in 2015. He's never missed a cut there. In the Masters as well, won in 2015. Has not missed a cut at the Masters his entire career. So I mean, you can see that something's wrong. There is clearly affecting his golf game, right? So you're looking at that, and does he need to sit out a few weeks? Is that it? You don't want to do that right now because you're going into, as I listed in the previous segment, you're going into some big tournaments. And the reports are that he's been possibly injured for up to a year. He hasn't won in over a year, right? His last win came in 2022 at the RBC Heritage. He's played good golf, right? But is that just who he is right now with this injury? And if it can't get fixed, is he a great, not elite golfer? I mean, Jordan Spieth is a golfer that should be competing with the likes of Scotty Scheffler week in, week out, Rory McIlroy week in, week out. Him and Justin Thomas both need to be competing with those guys. Both need to be on the leaderboard with these guys week in and week out, and they just aren't so far. So is that what it is? Since his 2017 U.S. Open win, only 2 wins. That's a little concerning. In the last 7 years, he has 2 wins on tour. For a guy with the talent that he has in every assets of the game, when he was on in 2017, he was the second best ball striker in the world. When he was on in 2015, he was the best putter in the world. When he was on in there's been so many times throughout his career that you're looking at it and he was just the best in the world at this aspect, at this aspect, at this aspect. It all came together in 2017 and he won 3 events that year. He's a very fun golfer to watch. But this year, it's been a little struggle to watch him. Tied 39th at the RBC Heritage. As I said, he was cut at the Masters. He was cut at the Players' Championship. He was cut at Valsboro. Tied 30th at the Arnold. Right now, he's 44th in the FedEx standings. I mean, right now he's behind the likes of JT Poston, Jake Knapp, Austin Eckroat, and Patrick Rogers. Not to take anything away from those guys. He needs to be above them in every leaderboard that you can be looking at in FedEx standings, World Golf rankings. He's a better golfer than these guys. I mean, it shows in the World Golf standings. I mean, he's 20th in the World Golf standings. So when you're looking at Jordan Spieth, he needs to play better golf. But it's not just he needs to play better golf. It's what's causing this problem. Is it that left hand injury? There were reports that it doesn't hurt to swing a golf club. I don't know how true that is. You know, all the guys that are watching this that know what it's like to swing a golf club, a lot of it's in the wrist. When you get up to the top of the motion, the wrist goes back, of course. The people that know how to swing a golf club, that's what it is. The wrists are constantly moving, and the wrists are what you create a lot of torque in the wrist when you're going down on your downswing. When you're having a left wrist injury, I mean, that's for him. He's a righty golfer. That's the top hand for him. That hurts a lot for every swing you're doing. There's got to be a little bit of pain in every swing. He's saying there's not, right? The reports are that it's just sometimes he tweaks it and he pops it. And when he pops it, that's when he really feels it. The problem for this injury is, could this just be what the rest of his career looks like? Because they said that surgery doesn't fix it. Can time off fix it? I don't think time off is going to fix a tendon inflammation. I think that's what it was. There was reports that he pops it and somebody needs to pop it back into place. For me, I can't believe that surgery can't fix that, you know, with how developed medicine is. But, you know, that's what he's being told. So can he have this for the rest of his career? And what does it look like if he does have this for the rest of his career? I mean, his 2024 has not been good. As I said, you know, 10 events, 3 top 25s. All of them have been in the top 10s, but he's also had 3 cuts at 3 big events for him. For me, it scares me. Because he's such a good golfer, and he's supposed to be in the prime of his golfing career, and for him to not get the results because of potentially this injury, it's sad. Because, you know, you want to see the best golfers play the best. You know, you want to see Scotty Scheffler playing amazing. It's great when he's playing good. You want to see Rory McIlroy playing very good. You love watching when you love golf. You love watching golfers be good at golf. I know that might sound weird, but that's what it is. You want to see the best guys come in, compete, hit the greatest shots week in and week out, and you want to see Jordan Spieth, who is one of those best guys, do that, and he's just not. His stats on the season is very concerning for him. He's 11th in strokes gained total, and he's missed 3 cuts at 11th in strokes gained total. He's 14th in putting, 65th around the green, and that's probably his biggest problem. when he's at his best, he's one of the best chippers in the world. He has so many shots that he can go to. He's one of the best at hitting that flop shot onto the green right next to the hole. There's countless of Jordan Spieth holeouts. I mean, there's so many just YouTube compilations of them. He's one of the best golfers in the world whenever he is when he's doing good around the green. And it's also hitting fairways inconsistently for him. The driver hasn't been that good. He's missing it right 15% of the time. That's a big slice that he has in his drive. He's only missing it left 7% of the time. He's 32nd in driving efficiency, but 75th in accuracy. So he's putting the ball down there very well. He's just not getting it into the fairway as well. To win, he needs to be better at approach shots in less than 200, where he ranks 81st at. And really, this tournament, he needs to look at it as this big opportunity, because I mean, if it's injury and it might not get better, that's disappointing. But if it's really and I believe he wouldn't be playing in these events, especially this event. Although, it's where he made his debut. He's from Texas. He loves this event. I don't believe he would be playing in this event if he needs to take a week off. So clearly that's not it. I think he needs to work through a lot of the struggles around the green. And the injury could explain it. The injury can explain the struggles around the green, because when you're hitting a chip shot, there's a lot of wrist movement in it, especially in bunkers, especially close flop shots are huge in the wrist as well. So that could explain the poor, 65th around the green is just not Jordan Spieth. But he's done very well this year. I mean, the Waste Management Open in Phoenix, he shot 14 under. He tied 6th. At the Century, he shot 27 under, was 3rd. That was the first tournament of the year. Pebble Beach, he didn't make round 4. He finished tied 39th. But again, missing the cut in 3 of his last 5 tournaments. I wonder what the season looks like if he didn't have that the fall at the Genesis. If for those of you that don't know, he put an incorrect number in his scorecard that he handed to an official. He didn't even realize it, that he put in an incorrect number that he handed to an official. He shot a 66 in round 1 and was disqualified. He was 5 under. He was looking very good at the Genesis, and he was disqualified because he handed it a wrong number. Now there's huge debate. There was a huge debate on that, because I mean, you can see every single one of these shots on TV. You can see every single person's shot on TV. So when you're, it's an outdated rule from the PGA Tour, but it's a rule nonetheless. If he doesn't make that simple error, simple mistake, what does his tournament look like? What does his season look like? Is going to be a big question that we ask throughout the season if he doesn't turn it around. Once again, this is a big opportunity for him to turn the season around. In his press conferences before this tournament, he said, "I would love to win this event. It would mean more to me than most events." Of course, he debuted at this event on the tour. This was his first event when he was in high school, so winning this event is big for him. And he also said it's an opportunity to reset the season for him, and that's a big mental thing. When you're let's kind of compare it to baseball here. When you're hitting 200, maybe you're a little bit of a younger guy, like 24, 25, a manager will send you down to AAA for you to, get that swing, get that confidence back, be able to hit into the 300s, especially if you're a known MLB guy. You kind of saw it with the Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals just sent Jordan Walker down, who was their top prospect last year. He had a pretty good year, but he was hitting about 210 on the season, and they sent him down to AAA, and making him work through stuff in Memphis, where 1, it's not affecting the big league club, and 2, you get that confidence back playing the lesser opponent. And you can kind of see that a little bit here in golf, when you're going to play a easier tournament, you're going to play an easier course to kind of get your confidence back, know that, hey, I can hit these shots, hey, I can make birdies, hey, I can do good things well, and I can win a tournament on the PGA Tour. So I would say that's probably why he's working through this stuff.